And welcome back to Nano Talk, guys. Today we're going to be talking about the Tyreek Hill comments that he made on his new podcast. It needed to be said. I'm sure we've all heard of it by now. You know how it goes when you say a little thing positive about Tua, it just goes viral and takes off because people just come in a sea of negativity and just wave all over it. So, hey, it's not Tyreek's fault. It's mainly the fault of people who just take his words and just misconstrued it and just twisted it and just forgot all the context, and made him look bad. So, without further ado, guys, you know how it goes on Nano Talk. We'll be clearing up all that bad stuff. We'll be bringing the positivity and show you exactly what this guy meant because we'll provide the context and we'll be smart. So here it goes with probably the most famous quote with Tyreek talking about how he thinks that Tua is more accurate than Patrick Mahomes. He even says before this is not a knock on Patrick Mahomes. I just think Tua is more accurate. And the exact words are obviously, like, I'm going to go with 15 as the strongest arm. But as far as accuracy wise, I'm going with Tua all day. And I love to hear that. I love to hear my wide receiver one already praising my QB and doing well because we all know that if Tyreek was saying nothing, people would be like, oh, Tyreek doesn't care about Tua. He's just here for the money. But Tyreek talks and you still just think it's for the money. So there's no win-win over here. So let Tyreek talk his talk. It's his show. He can say whatever he wants. And this quote is not a hot take. This is not something that's totally inaccurate. It's not for clicks. It makes sense. When I think of Tua Tagovailoa, Tua, man, his best trait is accuracy. And we all know that. When I think of Tua Tagovailoa, I think of accuracy. When I think of Patrick Mahomes, I think of his amazing arm, which is a cannon. I think of his ability to throw throws completely off platform, to throw the ball into the weirdest windows because of his arm strength. I think of his amazing size and his great, like, sneaky athleticism and great speed size combo. You know, Accuracy is probably the fourth, fifth thing I think of with Mahomes, and it's not a knock on his accuracy. He's obviously super accurate, guys. It's just there's so many other elite traits that make up Mahomes. Tua's elite trait is his accuracy. That is his strength. That is his bread and butter. He's had to do it his entire life. I know we talk about his arm. He has a great arm. Maybe not the best arm, but an arm good enough that with his elite accuracy, he can throw it into great windows. He can make the right throws, which he's done. You want to look at numbers, guys? Let's look at some freaking numbers, baby. Let's look it up. This is just a picture of my TV. I don't pay for next gen stats. I'm just a little fan. I'm not an analyst, bro. I'm just a guy who likes to talk some football. But when I see this on NFL Network, bro, Tua versus Patrick Mahomes, I was like, dang it, I've got to start talking again. You look at average time to throw. That's the first thing I want to look at, bro. 2.52 seconds for Tua, 2.84 seconds for Mahomes. So already there, Tua has to use his increased ability to make reads, his intelligence, and his nice quick release and his accuracy to get throws out because our offensive line was garbage last year. And Tua, man, was still lighting it up. Completion percentage above expected, 0.9%. Mr. Patrick Mahomes, negative 2.1%. Come on, Baba. You got to step it up there, Like, I know we're going to say when I'm pulling up these numbers, I can already picture in the comment. You can pull up any stat and you can twist it around, like you can bring up the fact that, hey, Tua had the best completion for deep ball percentage last year, but he also had one of the fewest amount of deep balls thrown. You can always skew stats whatever you want, bro. Completion percentage of throws over 20 plus yards, 20 plus yards. Well, I can't talk, whatever. 50%. For Mahomes, those 20 plus yard throws, the completion percentage, which is only 38.2%, man. I'm picking and choosing what I want to choose, but stats are stats, man. Tua is more accurate in some areas than Mahomes, and that's what Tyreek is referring to. He's talking about more what he wants to see, like in the Buffalo game, man. Like Tyreek doesn't want to be just a deep ball specialist, man. He wants to be in like that Buffalo game where you throw him a 10-yard throw near the line of scrimmage and you walk. Tyreek Hill go, wakating, boom, bam, zim, zim, bada bing, bada boom. He's in the end zone, 70-yard touchdown, and the spotlight's on him. Say what you want about his ego, but he's an alpha receiver and he wants the ball and he wants to show that it's him. And that's further in the comments that he made in this show, man, about not being spotlighted or not being featured in Andy Reid's offense. You look, he obviously had 140 targets, but look how he got them, man. Some games he was the star of the show, like that Buffalo game, like that Tampa Bay game, quarter one. And then some games, like that Tampa Bay game, they put too high safety on him, and Andy Reid just said, we're going to let Mahomes and Travis Kelce take it off, or we're going to let Mahomes and random guys just pick them apart. And Tyreek would be like, dang, man, I'm the alpha. If I'm getting locked up a certain way, why don't you just shift me around on the field? Why don't you give me them close balls? Why don't you give me intermediate throws? Why don't you let Mahomes and me cook if we are the two stars? And that's all Tyreek wants is week in, week out to be the star because he is a star and he deserves to be the star, guys. And we're going to make him that in Miami. Have no fear, no need to worry because McDaniel is here to bring this offense back in a hurry, guys. It is going to be a fun time with Mikey McDaniel, bro. That's why I always have him in the corner there, just reminding me how good of an offensive coordinator he is. Now, I'm not knocking, obviously, Andy Reid, who's a phenomenal coach and a beautiful offensive mind. That man, Kansas fans, stop being salty if you're still watching this video. I think Mahomes is a great QB. I think that Andy Reid is a great coach. But McDaniel loves putting his players in the best positions to succeed. And I'm sure he's talked about it with Tyreek, that when Tyreek gets locked up deep, he's going to bring him in closer. Like we brought in Jalen Waddle all last year. We tailor our offense to the players' strengths. And that's the Mike McDaniel idea and the philosophy. And I'm with it. If Tyreek Hill gets eight targets a season. I'm terrible at math, so I'm whipping out the calculator. 8 targets a season for 17 games. That's 136 targets. That's four less than what he got in Kansas. But he'd be doing that consistently. And a great, great, great point I heard from OJ McDuffie yesterday on the little Miami Sports Fanatics show. That was beautiful. What my guy said is, what Tyreek wants to see is that, hey, when I'm getting a little bit less work, you know, my stat sheet might not be showing my impact, but the impact I'm having on the field is still noted because Tyreek Hill is being locked up, quote unquote. But that means Jalen Waddle and Mike Gesicki are feasting. And he loves to see that. But he wants the credit to be for him. And I get it, man. Patrick Mahomes is a stud. He's a superstar. So every time, look what's happening right now, bro. It's the proof is in the pudding. Tyreek Hill left Kansas, and everyone's already written him off as a bust, as a system player. Let alone the fact that he played with freaking Alex Smith, who again, not a knock on Alex Smith, but he's not a stud superstar like Patrick Mahomes. Tua is already going to be better than Alex Smith. His ceiling is way higher than Alex Smith is whatever. Like the point is, I'm not going to, I don't want to talk about that Alex Smith stuff. The point is, Tyreek Hill is tired of this disrespect and knock on his name, the disrespect on his QB's name. And all he was doing is just setting the record straight that Tua man can throw. He does have accuracy. He's posted it on Twitter, bro. He's shown that he's hanging out with him. He's spending time with him. And it's not just for the money, guys, because Kansas City offered him what? I think like $7 million less dollars. If he cared that much about his legacy, and obviously like being on a winning team, you make more money because you're on the playoffs, you're in the more the national media in the spotlight. If he didn't think that he could succeed in Miami, he wouldn't have come here because the Jets offered him very similar money. And if the Jets fans think they're so good, well, then Tyreek would have gone there. No, dude. It's obviously something to do with the money, but it's also the promise he sees here, man. He wouldn't be hanging out with Tua, man, if he only cared about money. He wouldn't be talking about him on his show because he wouldn't care if it's only about money. But the fact that he's reacting, the fact that he's bringing this up, I love it. I love the fire. I love the passion I've seen from Tyreek. I'm beyond confident that we are all signs pointing ahead. Choo choo muffs. We are going choo choo, training up, going on the hype train. I'm bought in on the Tyreek Hill Tua Tagovailoa connection. Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek are going to set records, light it up next year. We've already talked about them with the Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill being the ultimate wombo combo in the NFL. Speed demons galore, buzzing down the sideline. And Tyreek is going to make his impact known. He's going to make Waddle a better player when Waddle's going on cornerback twos and he can just buzz a light. And we're going to attribute that to all the safety help that's going on Tyreek Hill. When Mike Gesicki is balling out because over the middle there are no safeties and he's just wide open, what are we going to say? It's because of Tyreek Hill. Because like I said, Travis Kelce, had 800 yards a season. I'm going to keep saying it. 800 yards a season, 4 touchdowns before Tyreek Hill, and then he bumped up to 1,100 yards. And I'm seeing the same jump up for Mike Gesicki to get 1,000 yards and have a career year. But guys, the whole point is Tyreek Hill, I love what you've been doing for Miami. Keep talking your talk. It needs to be said. Keep saying what needs to be said. I know we're getting a little episode with Teron Armstead soon. That's going to be hype. And guys, I love it. Thanks for the support. I know probably nobody's watching at this point, but like and subscribe. Thank you, Tyreek, for bringing this new energy to Miami. I'm pumped. And let me know what you think about the comments below. What did you think about Tyreek's comments in my comments below? Without further ado, bada bing, bada boom. Enjoy your Nando.